I'm live. I'm live. I'm live. I can hear myself. Okay. Currently using data because Wi-Fi sucks. So we'll see if this goes well. Okay. Okay. It's currently uh, it's currently 2 a.m. and I'm at the attic because there's no there's no signals downstairs. Okay. I'm gonna be like reacting to some videos and then I'm gonna play game. Gonna play game. Which I don't normally do. I don't normally play games. But you know, it's fun. It's fun. Hopefully it doesn't like lag while I'm like streaming. Okay, enough chit chatting to no one no one's watching. I'm just gonna set up the thingy. I'm gonna set it up. Can I like check my I'm gonna check my YouTube and my Twitch. Okay. What? Window capture. First video I'm gonna watch is the new Vivinos zombie stage. You know, if you guys are like familiar with like Alien stage, Vivinos recently posted a video called Zombie Stage, which I already watched like live, but I'm missing a couple of contexts. But the one thing that interests me is that Vivinos they went back to their like creepy their creepy their creepy plot and stuff, which I really like. I really like when people make like a bunch of creepy videos. They put like a lot of like hidden stuff with like very cute art style. That's the type of shiz I like because that's the reason why I subscribed to them in the first place. Like I subscribed to them like long before like Alien Stage, and yeah, and then I'm gonna watch like um the amazing digital circus film theory because I heard that I heard that it was really bad. The theory was really bad, but like I already saw the movie. I already saw the last act, not in theaters, not in YouTube, but I I watched it on the leak Brazilian dub, and yeah, it was a pretty mid ending, to be honest. It was it was not bad, but it wasn't good. It was very middle ground type of ending. But yeah, I'm glad it's over, to be honest. I don't like the fan base that much. Okay, window capture. Um reacting videos. Video reaction. Okay. What the hell? No. What the heck is this? Oh, okay. 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 What the heck? Yes. Window capture. Okay. Oh. Don't ask why I'm watching. Yeah, ignore this, please. We're gonna be reacting to this. This just popped in my recommendation, so my morbid curiosity just like boom clicked it, and yeah, I do watched it. It was really just a lot of piss jokes. Yeah, they should stop. They should stop milking Angry Birds. So yeah, we're gonna watch this VBNS video. No, stop it, frick. Okay, this is what I like. This is what I miss. I really miss this about VBNS animation. This video contains a fiction of violence, gore, body horror, is it psychological distress. When I watched this live, a lot of people were shocked. They did not expect Venus to go that far. Which, you know, if you only subscribe for like, if you only follow them for like Alien Stage, then you're gonna miss the old stuff. You're gonna miss the, wait, before we watch this, I'm gonna go to the Venus page. This is what I like. The like the dark gore stuff. This is Squid Game. This is Squid Game with like aliens and gays and lesbians, which is good. I really like Alien Stage. But before Alien Stage, there's this. This is the type of shit I. This is the type of stuff that I like to watch from Vivinos. This one, these two traumatized the shiz out of me. This one specifically, my September. I was very uncomfortable watching this. Also, this one. This one's very uncomfortable. They basically like make like a bunch of creepy anime music videos, which is super cool. I like the art style. Oh my god. I'm so glad they went back to this. They went back to their creepy ways. Okay. I'm not saying Alien Stage is bad. I just really want more of more of these. The stuff that keeps me awake at night. And I'm so glad they made Zombie Stage because this was good. This was good. I really love this. Oh my god. Why is he holding a rock? Why is Mizzy holding a rock? Wait, I'm gonna check my YouTube to see if. Wait, can you hear the sound? If you guys can't hear the sound, it's fine. I'll probably get copy strike. Is there sound? Is there sound to this? Wait, let me. Okay. Wait, I'm gonna fix a bunch of stuff. Okay, wait. The audio is just from my mic. Wait, how do I add? Hmm. I'm looking it up. I'm looking it up. Open up Audio Studio. Select application. Create new. Click OK. Application Audio Casper. Okay. Oh, okay. Oh, okay, okay. I got it. I got it. It's audio output. Uh, audio reaction audio. Device default. High-tech speakers. No. What the heck? Okay. New. Select OK. Audio capture beta. What the heck? Wait, I'm gonna play it. Okay. Okay, I'm gonna play it. Right? Okay. I'm waiting for my YouTube to confirm it has like audio or stuff. Oof. Yeah, it's okay. There's sound. There's sound. There's sound. Let me just lower the volume. Let me just lower the volume. Let me just. Let's go to like 25. Okay. Okay, we can watch this now. It's the live chat. No, you're not. Why did it open the live chat? What's that's horrifying. That is horrifying. I love them, but their relationship is like it's very toxic, eerie. It's very toxic, eerie. That is scary. That is horrifying. I oh my god. Oh my god. That is scary. This says a lot about the entertainment industry. They don't care if you're dead. They're gonna display your corpse at the stage for people's entertainment. No. Which is kind of true, to be honest. Can't really argue with that. A lot of people in the live chat going, "Oh my god, Yuri! Oh my god, they're so cute." That's not what I saw when I first watched this. This is so sad. Oh yeah, yeah. This is the Venus is like a K-pop animator. This is Doom This is Venus really love Doom romance. Oh god. I'm getting chills. No. No, Mizzy, no. I don't like that she's getting like sexualized by the industry. This is so creepy. This is so unsettling. Oh my god, oh my god, she's with a man. Oh my god, Twitter's not gonna like that. She's with a man. I saw a lot of people on Twitter mad about this. they're like mad at the Vivinos for like, oh my god, Vivinos made a lesbian, but now she's making her whore herself with a bunch of men. And I'm like, dude, it's the industry. The industry doesn't care. The industry doesn't care about what you like, what you are. They're doing it for money. They just want your body for money. No, see, this is where the toxic theory happens. This is so creepy. I'm so scared. It's kind of like an alternative universe from like Alien Stage. Up, there's the zombie guy we saw from the beginning. Oh. 지금 이대로 잔뜩 녹아서 비로소 우리 완전해져. Oh God. 웃어봐 괜찮아 지워져도 그래도 다 예뻐 괜찮아 무너져도 그때사도 함께야 하나도 안 맞자 여기는 이미 나버리고 살아도 좋아 죽어도 좋아 사라질 순 없어 하나야 어디든 도망가더라도 내 것은 어떻게 썩어갈 거야 이처럼 느낌을 너랑 난 한 둘만의 Oh my sweetheart. That is horrifying. She saw her corpse and was turned on by it. Goosebumps. That's horrifying. This is some next level necrophilia shiz. Like this is like My September. The video that I've showed you guys, the video that I showed you on their channel. This is like My September, where the girl was like where the video started with like a girl in a wheelchair with like a ghost following her, but it turns out the girl in the wheelchair was committing some necrophilia stuff to the ghost girl's body, which horrified me. I was freaking disgusted. I want to throw up. This reminds me a lot about that. Ugh, I don't like the freaking the legs. The amputated legs. Kind of like alien stage. It's kind of like alien stage, but instead of killing them, they're using their corpse like puppets, which is I think is way scarier and way creepier than alien stage. Alien stage just feel like uh just gives the vibes of like Squid Game of like, oh, who's gonna die next? In here it's like, no, they're all dead. But we're not gonna throw them out. We're not gonna eliminate them. We're just gonna use their body as puppets forever, which is horrifying. Like imagine, like, the scary part about zombies is not really the appearance, but is the whole concept of being dead but moving. Where imagine if you're like consciousness, but your body is like dead and walking on its own, and you have no control over it, and you're just basically living like a dead man on the streets. People can do whatever they want to you. People can like shot you, stab you, and you'll still be breathing. And that's horrifying. That's a horrifying feeling. Like I'll rather be dead than experience that. I'd rather be dead than be a dead man walking. Sorry. I watched the teaser and Yuna is like, in this universe, Yuna is like some kind of detective. Awful funny. Yeah, they're basically like, they're basically like bunnies, kind of like in Shinoko, where bunnies are represented as like puppets of entertainment being used by the industry. And here it's a lot darker. I don't know who that is. Is that like Till? Is that Till or is that Luca? I hope they don't make Luca the bad guy again. I don't know. I know it's no, it's Evan. It's from like the Fang. Oh, shiz. Oh, this is gonna be good. This is gonna be good, man. People are not happy. I mean, some people are, but like some are not very comfortable. Some are not very comfortable about this video, which was their opinion. I think it's pretty good. I think this might be better than Alien Stage. Unpopular opinion, but like yeah, I love Alien Stage, but I'm more excited for this. I'm excited and scared at the same time. Yeah, yeah. W Vivinos. I don't know why I'm not subscribed. What the heck? I'm subscribed from my like my other accounts, but like yeah, there you go. Okay, next I'm gonna be watching Film Theory. The I'm gonna be watching the Film Theory. A lot of people don't like this theory. I don't know why. So yeah, I'm gonna figure out why people don't like this theory. From the title alone, it's already it's already like this is not the end of Digital Circus. Eh, Gooseworks kinda already said that she doesn't want to continue this series anymore. But yeah, let's see their opinion.
The finale for the amazing digital circus is finally here, and as expected, there were a lot of laughs and a lot of tears, and the door left wide open for more stories in this world. That's right, friends, this isn't the end of the amazing digital circus, and I can prove it.
What?
This isn't the end of the amazing digital circus, and I can prove it. Hello, internets! Welcome to Film Theory, the show that's thinking real hard about conjuring up a subscribe button. Wait, it's right there. Do you see it? Click it for me.
You know, MatPat already like predicted the end of the finale of Digital Circus from their like first theory, minus the whole Pomni is Jesus. Pomni is Jesus theory. But MatPat already predicted that the characters are like memories, are like copies of like no, like what am I talking about? No, they're like brain scans. Yeah, like brain scans of like the real people in the real world are living their lives while they're just a bunch of AI, kind of like Kane, except they they live as humans before, but they're clearly just like scans from the brain from the headset that they wore from the real life humans. So yeah, I almost got confused there. So yeah, let's continue watching. Let's continue
So,
watching.
after a few years, over 1 billion views, a Netflix deal, and more theories than you might expect from this little indie animation that could, the amazing digital circus created by Gooseworks and Glitch Productions is finally at an end. They actually released this one in theaters, where, just like other independent artist-driven
I felt the volume is so loud. Oh, that's why the volume's so loud. It's from my OBS. Okay.
projects that started either on or were led by YouTubers.
Yes. I really want to watch the Backrooms, Obsession, and Ireland. These three I've been seeing a lot of good reviews of, especially Obsession. I really want to watch Obsession. The Backrooms too, but especially this one, the freaking Ireland one made from Microplay. I really want to watch that. I really want to watch all three of these from like YouTube content creators, which is very amazing to think about, to be honest. Like like bunch of indie people from YouTube, from the internet, are taking over Hollywood. Are making No, they're not taking over Hollywood. They're like surpassing it. Is, I think, really amazing, to be honest.
Made bank. $20 million its opening weekend, which is just a game changer for
Damn,
indie
that's
animation
awesome.
like this. The episode itself is up for you to go watch right now, but I made a point to get tickets for the finale screening the day it premiered, and you know what? I have a lot of conflicting opinions about it. I have thoughts,
as a lot of people
putting
do.
all of that aside, seeing this
I
community
saw a
come
lot of
together and, at least in
debates
my
that
screening, have a
it kind
fun
of feels
time
like
together celebrating this show. Hey, maybe
it kind of feels like the show didn't. It kind of feels like it. They didn't. That doesn't feel like an ending. Like there's a lot of loose ends that they kind of just forgot existed. So yeah.
the real finale was the friends we made along the way. Also, shoutouts to
True.
Kennedy, William, and the guy in the Dope Kinger cosplay at my local screening. Thanks for saying hi. And sorry I did not catch your name, Kinger.
I
also
love the
loved the
Kinger
funny little clip
cosplays.
they had
It's
with
so
the
funny.
yellowfish from the beach episode, asking folks not to spoil things or leak anything
That was my
online.
favorite
They
part.
should really like release that online sometime. I don't know, it was like a YouTube
love
short
that.
or something. It was hilarious. Now, as I said, I
I
have
love
a
Zach
lot of
Hadel.
thoughts about this episode.
Zach
I'm
Hadel's the
actually going to
goat.
be doing a big project pretty soon in the style of the Backrooms timeline, where I sit down and rewatch the whole series now that we have the
Nice.
full story arc and just really break down its themes. But
Okay. Oh man, ads. I don't play Valorant. Why are you? Okay.
What? My first reaction? Oh my god, we were actually right about some things. Some pretty
Yes.
big parts of the series, too.
Especially
Back in our
MatPat.
very first theory
Their
about
very
the show,
first
after
theory.
one episode, we predicted
all the characters aren't actually humans trapped inside the digital circus.
That's
Instead,
crazy.
They're all digital
I
copies of
miss
the brains
MatPat,
of humans
bro.
who've put on these headsets.
And indeed, this
I miss
finale flat out
MatPat.
confirms that these characters were created from brain scans of humans, but that they themselves were not actually human. And hey, by extension, I guess both Jax and Pomni were both technically AI. Okay,
Sure,
okay,
bro.
okay. Listen, I'm just kidding. Put down the pitchforks. yeah. Those theories did not pan out like
they're
we
not
had hoped.
AI.
And,
They're
you know,
brain
dang it,
scans.
Jack Black did not voice Kaufmo in the finale.
Yeah,
but, you know,
I'm kind of disappointed that they didn't get Kaufmo to voice Jack Black. But at the same time, I'm actually glad that it's not Jack Black. I'm glad they chose Aaron Hudson, the guy from Game Grumps, to voice Kaufmo instead, because it kind of promotes more people from the indie, from VTube, from no shit, what am I thought from voice actor from the internet, from YouTube.
Though the amazing digital circus has had its curtains called, I don't believe we've seen the last of this series. And not just because they released a Fortnite collab.
Plus, it would explain why Jonesy has been here the past 2 years.
I don't think I'm
Given what we see
No,
in
I'm not
this
playing
episode,
Fortnite.
we haven't seen the final performance of these characters. Not yet. But how? In what
How?
medium? Will Gooseworks be involved? Please get some rest, Queen. Today, loyal theorists, let's talk this finale. Do some thematic analysis and see just how this series finale leaves the door wide open for the amazing digital circus to come back. Open the door and give that giant abstracted monster a hug, loyal theorists. We're going in. The episode starts with a remake of the very first episode's title theme, but Kane is missing. And when we see what's inside the circus, well, everything's fallen apart. The castmates regroup, and just like I predicted in my last theory, Jax kind of crashes out at Kinger. And he's very upset that the other castmates
That
are
pisses
upset
me
at
off.
Kinger for,
That pisses me
quote-unquote,
off. Jax, like, being mad at Kinger, like, pisses me off. Like, we have more reasons to be mad at Jax, to be honest. More than Kinger. That really pisses me off when he started pushing him. I'm like, I wanna jump off the screen and like dislocate his skin from his body again.
messing up and deleting Kane. Specifically, he says, quote, he gets to mess up like this and everyone takes his side? And given everyone's silence, yeah, Kinger does.
Yeah.
That's what happens when you try to be helpful and kind and good instead of mean and cruel. You get more grace when you make mistakes. Anyway, Kinger reveals that while he was on the computer, he saw that they were all actually brain scans. There is no escape from the circus because
that's horrible.
they have nothing
Like, imagine figuring out that you're not even able to leave.
On with their lives. Understandably, this greatly upsets the cast, and they all need some time to process this alone. But eventually, Pomni goes and finds Kinger, who teaches her how to conjure, and slowly, they start to repair what they can in the circus.
Nice.
One by one, each of the others joins them, well, except for Jax, repairing the circus until eventually, it looks at least a little bit like it did before everything fell apart. Also, it's kind of funny and tragic that Kinger is wearing a bucket on his head like this entire time, and there has to be a better solution to blackout light, right? Well, actually, there is, thanks to the partner for today's theory, Manta Sleep. You know how in like old cartoons, when someone was in bed, they'd sometimes wear these sleep silk mask, which has these deep eye cups. That works out well for me because, like, I don't know about you, but I got a huge noggin. It's too bad there isn't like a big brain in there. But that makes them make it. Yeah, before they can find a real equilibrium here again, Jax sadly abstracts. It happens kind of suddenly in the story.
Yeah.
Honestly, it
A lot
was
of people
a little
didn't
bit
notice
jarring.
it.
But if what they were going for was how abrupt and tragic a real-world death can be, they succeeded here. Anyway, hoping to find something
Just
of
came out
Jax
of nowhere.
inside the abstracted creature, Pomni tricks it into a dark space
really
and then
sad.
just hugs him. From there, she sort of enters what remains of Jax's mind. And this starts a sequence that goes on for like half of the episode. And at least in this first part, Pomni finds a space with a bunch of different doors. And I really liked how they handled this part of the depths of Jax's psyche. It seemed like each of the doors within his mind was actually leading to a scenario that Jax
like
imagined in his head, which was how he would react if each of the other castmates abstracted. Like, we saw that he tried to project like he didn't really care if Gangle abstracted, and he kind of became cruel in his silliness afterwards. He basically becomes like a Looney Tunes character, hurting Zubul, who he knows was very close to Gangle. Likewise, we see that he becomes even worse, more violent and distant, imagining Ragatha abstracting. That's interesting, knowing the relationship that they have now, but given that we find out that they used to be friends in this episode, and that Ragatha is kind of Jax's last connection to the circus that he first arrived in, well, yeah, that makes sense. What's most interesting though here for me is that one of these doors is just completely chained shut.
Yeah,
if I had to guess, unless Jax was just like secretly really close to Kinger, that door has to be Pomni. Despite everything, Jax has let himself get so close to Pomni that he shut off the train of thought, even imagining what would happen if Pomni was gone. Anyway, after confronting various parts of Jax's personality and having them like Thanos dust away, which itself seems sad because that seems to be a representative of Jax losing himself to abstraction just little bit by little bit, Pomni eventually finds a room that's just Jax's memories. And here we enter a section of the episode where we literally are seeing from Jax's point of view. We're seeing out of his eyes and his history and journey through the circus from before he entered all the way up to the events of episode 7. And it's a tragic story. His human form was living out on the streets before he entered the circus. He was
so
but when he did, he found friendship and companionship, particularly with Ragatha, Kaufmo the clown, and this frog character we've only really seen in flashes before, Ribbit.
I love
Kaufmo
Ribbit.
and Ribbit
Ribbit's
form
the
a
best.
close-knit circle with Jax.
I can't believe Jax would fumble.
And I mean,
like
Jax
that,
and
man.
Ribbit get close. Like, I don't know about you guys, but I felt some insane chemistry there. Enough so that when one of the flashbacks has Jax hanging out with Ribbit in her bedroom, I was like, is this going where I think it's going? There are children in this theater. But it doesn't. Though the two do get intimate, it's more about sharing their past and opening up about their trauma.
I think that's better,
Ribbit
to be
shares
honest.
her bad experiences with religion and her family, while Jax, after a long while, reveals that he did not have a good relationship with his parents at all. He didn't live up to their standards, and he held on to a secret for a long time.
And I feel bad. I felt bad for him.
When he revealed that secret to his mother, she just laughed at him in a way that was cruel. But when she tried to hug Jax at the end of it, he just pushed her away. So much so that she fell down and stopped moving, and he wasn't even sure if she was alive.
He did an amori to
afterwards.
her.
So he just ran. That's why we saw him on the streets. He was homeless. Given the description of Jax's struggle here, how he blushes when Ribbit puts her bow on his head, the appearance of his...
People are saying he's trans. Which I believe, to be honest. I believe. I think trans Jax makes a lot of sense. Like, even if there's a little connection, a little strings, a little things to connect, I think it's plausible that bro is just like a trans woman in a closet and doesn't want to like reveal that.
his human form at the end of the episode, as well as the fact that Gooseworks identifies a lot with Jax, it seemed pretty clear to me that the secret he was carrying and what caused his struggles in the real world was that he was trans. To be clear, I'm not saying that being trans is any sort of struggle in and of itself, only that the world is often unfair and cruel to those who don't fall into traditional gender roles or identities. Also, given that Jax and the other castmates in the circus still use he, him for both Jax and his human counterpart, that's what I'm going to be using for the rest of this episode too. Cool? Cool. Yeah. Unfortunately, before they can continue to open up to one another, Kaufmo interrupts Jax and Ribbit, and Jax sort of panics.
Oh my god,
leaves.
I was really mad when Kaufmo knocked.
It's all downhill from here. He pushes both Ribbit and Kaufmo away, and just like we saw their relationships build and build, now they fall apart. Jax insists that he made up everything he shared with Ribbit and deliberately hurts her feelings. things, eventually leading to an argument in a
So
snowy
high on
adventure.
freaking
Ribbit soon
copium, man.
abstracts afterwards. Kaufmo follows,
And
then
it's all
Pomni
Jack's
appears,
fault,
leading us
man.
to the events
It's
of
all
the
his
show.
fault.
Honestly, this was just a beautiful encapsulation of this
Bro
character's
is
flaws and all, and gives
so
us a chance to say
self-destructive.
goodbye to Jax before he completely fades away. Because, yeah, there's no stopping this. Despite
Freaking
saying that he
self-sabotage
doesn't
him.
want to go, the Jax entity is flashed with a bright light, and everything we know about Jax is gone. And though the other castmates save Pomni, there's not a lot that they can do for Jax now.
Yeah.
They build a sort of makeshift circus out of sheets and curtains for the
And that's
abstracted
about it.
Jax to rest
Bro
in,
is-
and then they just mourn their friend.
Bro just has no
Sad,
mouth
man,
and he cannot
but
scream.
the show ain't over
Cannot
yet.
scream,
We then zoom
man.
out and head into the void, where we find Kane? Wait, what?
Kane.
Yeah, gonna be real with you on this one, loyal theorists. I got real confused here. They made such a big deal about Kane being killed at the end of the last episode.
I mean, when you delete a file, it's not really deleted, to be honest. If you delete a file on your computer, it's going straight to the recycling bin, and it's there. It's not really gone, but it's there.
And then insisted he was dead outside of the show on social media. If they were gonna bring him back, I think they needed to do a little bit more explaining as to how and why.
How
Like,
Kane
is the
returned.
void just like the recycling bin on the computer?
Yeah,
Or is
that's
it
what
like
I'm
a hard
talking
drive
about.
where the data isn't actually gone until it's completely overwritten? I even went back to episode 1 to see if there was more explanation when Kane took Pomni out into the void, but he just said that they weren't
Nope.
really sure what was out there. If you have any other ideas or explanations as to how this happened, please let me know in the comments. But either way, I just don't think that this decision was super
It's so
earned.
confusing,
Regardless,
man.
Kane uses this time alone outside of the circus to reflect on his actions, and he realizes that he was sort of in the wrong. This is huge character development for Kane,
Can't
and one that really
believe
completely
Kane has
changes him for the better.
a better character development than Jax, man. How come Kane, the freaking AI, the freaking beep boop bop, I don't know what to feel or what, I don't know what's good or what's not, had a better freaking, oh my god. He had a better freaking redemption arc than freaking Jax. That's crazy.
Better. I also have to wonder here, we'd previously joked that maybe Bubble was the remnant of the blue dot AI that Kane had
I
consumed,
actually
but
think
we dismissed
Bubble
that
is-
for a whole lot of reasons.
I actually
But
think
at the same
Bubble
time,
is-
now, I think it's worth
is able.
revisiting that idea. See, when Kane does reappear out in the void, he's accompanied by a bubble. It's not the character from the circus, however. It's literally just a bubble that he looks into and sees his own reflection. However, as Kane continues his adventure here in the void, finding the internet access, the brain scans, whatever, Bubble doesn't follow him. A talking bubble doesn't actually ever really appear again for the rest of the show, and that might be related to Kane sort of ripping the blue dot out and setting it free. I mean, just
Bye,
think about
Bubble.
it. Whenever Kane has been sort of glitching out, it seems like it was the blue AI that was the one speaking
Yeah.
out against the human cast members. Well, at least that seems to be the case in retrospect. Similarly, Bubble sort of took on that role when speaking to Kane. He was sort of like the evil voice in his ear, the devil on his shoulder, representing
the
his
devil.
self-doubts about his ability
Bubble
and
is the real villain.
castmates.
Maybe you're just genuinely bad at this. You really were
Bubble
the
was
lesser of the
provoking the
two.
AI.
So again, was Bubble the
provoking the red
manifestation
AI.
of that inner consciousness for Kane? Of the blue AI deep inside of his code? It also harkens back to one of our original theories that Matt and I wrote ages ago, saying that Bubble could represent that other AI, and that Kane killed a Bubble. You know, Abel, Cain and Abel, get it? It's dumb, but it kind of works. And also,
Yeah.
again, it's a fascinating choice, if this is true, to make the blue dot the villain here, right? Since it's the one that seems to be driving the anti-human sentiment within Kane and leads him to actually hurting the cast. Something I saw pointed out after the last episode, when Kane is crashing out and starts attacking the cast, he like physically pins them down, but he's doing
Yes.
it in a way that wouldn't permanently hurt any
Yes.
of them.
Oh my god,
He's
a lot of
caging
people are talking. I saw someone talk about this. Like, he was very gentle with them. He's not really trying to hurt them, man. Kane is not a bad guy.
Ragatha and Zubul so their stuffing and pieces don't go flying everywhere, etc., etc. Here, he wants to hurt their feelings to quote-unquote put them in their place, but he doesn't want to hurt them. And that is the red dot Kane that tries so hard to get redemption at the end of this show. Naturally, that makes me think, was the blue dot here the real quote-unquote villain of the show? The one angry at humanity for whatever reason? Was the blue dot a perfect AI frustrated by the imperfections of humanity? Well, if so, that's not what we want or need in this world right now. Humanity is supposed to be imperfect, to grow and learn and make mistakes. And whether or not Glitch and Gooseworks meant to add that sort of anti-AI sentiment into this show when it started, it ended up landing that way. So, you know, nice. Anyway, Kane starts drifting towards, well, something. It's a bit unclear, but we see two versions of the same scene here. One is Kane fully rendered as his circus Sona, and the other is the red Kane dot from the intro of this episode. I originally interpreted this as what Kane was experiencing and how it was being visualized on the computer monitor where this is all actually taking place in the real world. But we'll come back to that in a second, I promise. At least part of what Kane finds out here looks to be a connection to the outside world. We actually see him break through several invisible walls to get to this connection, which I interpreted as him breaking through whatever sort of firewall was enclosing the computer that the circus is on. This then lets him connect to a Wi-Fi network, and he uses the time to search what's going on with the human identities of the cast. Eventually, he's then booted out and back into the void, and after fighting with himself and almost crashing out again, Kane reaches within himself, literally, and takes out the blue dot AI out of him. Without the blue dots, he's significantly less powerful, but they just weren't compatible. So, with great sadness, Kane says goodbye and lets the blue dot go, and it just sort of floats away. I now have to wonder if that blue dot is just like out there somewhere in the system doing its own human thing, but you know,
put him in the cage.
Kane returns to the circus and approaches the cast, apologizing for everything he's done to hurt them. Obviously, they're cautious, but Kane wants to give complete control of the circus to the cast now. They can do whatever they want, whenever they want. And as a way to start to repair their relationship, Kane tells them anything and everything that he found out about their human selves. I'm not going to go through all of them now, but most of what we sussed out about their backstories in previous theories was correct. Honestly, this is just a really favorite character after the finale. Real emotional catharsis for the series, giving us a lot of closure for these characters. But the real growth here for the cast of the circus, this is where they accept that they're not these people, not anymore. When Kane starts calling Pomni Abigail her human name, Pomni instead chooses to go by Pomni instead, because that's who she's really grown to be. Sure, she was Abigail once, but she's not Abigail anymore. The experiences and relationships she's made in this circus have changed her forever. We then get a nice shot of all the characters eating and talking and laughing together around a round table. A direct parallel to how the first episode ended, where they were all lined up on one side of a table. They were part of a picture, a play, an act back then. But now they're looking at one another because they've become a real family.
Oh my god, shut up.
Ubong makulit na paulit-ulit? Just stop it! Tuseran Forte helps stop non-stop ubo at katinang lalamunan.
Ubong makulit? Just stop it!
Tuseran Forte!
Cue the end credits where we get more snapshots of the post-ending lives of these characters, including another beach episode, a cooking episode, spelunking, playing in a rock band, Christmas, and Zubul and Gangle straight up having a good time in Zubul's room.
Oh my god.
You know what? Good for them. The credits also end with Kane putting an orb inside of a locked case.
Zubul got the upgrade.
This was supposed to be the blue dot AI at first, but I think that would go against like everything else for this ending, so this is likely just like a new adventure or world that he created or something something like that. But it could be the blue dot, but it's probably not. And that is where this story comes to a close. But that doesn't mean we're out of things to talk about or that this is the end of the amazing digital circus. And why do I say that? Well, it all comes down to the segment where Kane is out in the void and how he interacts with the outside world. Yeah, the way this scene was handled was interesting. It cuts between Kane and a humanoid red dot that represents Kane, both making identical movements and animations and both reaching out for something. From the Kane character's point of view, it's a door representing a Wi-Fi network, but from the red dot's point of view, it's a folder full of the brain scans of some members.
I think this is the beginning Kane from the past, where he was slowly being given a body and slowly being developed more and more and more, because we saw him like create a body for like Scratch, the original like the first player to the circus, which the only reason why the Scratch is there, if this Kane was from the past
of the cast. When we see the red dot open this folder of the brain scans, again making identical motions to Kane approaching the Wi-Fi door, we see him find the brain scan of a man named Mike Dobby. We then see the red dot create a digital circus and shove Mike Dobby's brain inside of it. We then cut to the stage of the digital circus and Scratch appears out of thin air. So hold up, wait, what? I'm gonna be real with you guys. This is incredibly unclear. Like when I was watching this for the first time in theaters, I straight up thought that he'd revived Scratch and that versions of the old cast were going to be coming back. You know, maybe they'd have their minds wiped, but we were going to see them again. In fact, I was at this screening with host of Game Theory, Tom, and he'd gotten up to use the bathroom at this point. And when he got back, I told him that the characters were going to come back because I thought that's what happened. But then none of them showed up at the circus at the end. In fact, we get to see how their abstractive selves have found an equilibrium with the rest of the cast, either hanging out in a dark circus tent or in an aquarium type enclosure that the non-abstracted cast can visit. So, it's strange. So, like, was this thing that we saw like a different circus? A new circus? I mean, Kane did ask, quote unquote, did I ruin this again? Keyword again. And on top of all of this, we see the creation of what we think is the digital circus at the beginning of episode 8, with the red dot making it after it absorbs the blue dot. It would be really weird to show that same event in a completely different way in a completely different context, wouldn't it? So that makes me think, yeah, this is a different circus we're seeing made right here. Another thing here, but the number of brain scans doesn't line up with anything we see in the series either. Yeah, if you go back and watch it, there were 10 brain scans in this folder. At least that's how many I counted when I went back for a second screening. But we only see 7 characters, including Kinger, entering the circus at the very beginning. So at first I thought, wait, that's proof that these are likely the brain scans of the abstracted characters. But at the end of the series, when the cast are painting a mural to honor the fallen abstracted castmates, there are only 9 characters on that mural, not 10. So maybe there was a secret castmate hidden out there? Like maybe the Abel storyline with the mannequin was based on something real? Well, maybe, maybe not, but then I remembered that there are other castmates on the doors of the digital circus that were crossed out that aren't on the mural, so, the numbers here just are not lining up. Either Glitch and Gooseworks didn't think that they were important enough to include, there's a story here we don't know, or they just didn't think it through, and I don't think it was that last one. So, okay, laying down all of the pieces here, either what we're seeing here is the creation of a brand new circus where all of these older characters are being reborn to start the cycle all over again, or this was showing us Kane creating the original circus again. So like kind of a flashback, I think, maybe. Personally, I'd like it to be the former, but I'm leaning towards it being the latter as the intention here. And though this was a really cool moment for the show, if that was the intention, I don't think it was very well communicated here. I mean, I still can't tell. But all that being said, if Glitch really wanted to, this could be the moment for them to break out and turn it into something else. See See, ever since this show became such a massive hit, I've had this lingering thought in the back of my mind. They're not gonna, like, just let this end, right? The Amazing Digital
Yes, they are.
Circus
Yes,
is like
they
a
are.
once-in-a-lifetime hit for an independent studio like Glitch.
No,
These
no,
characters
we
and their
shouldn't. We
struggles
shouldn't milk.
really
We
connected
shouldn't
with
milk
an
this.
entire generation, and
It's
it
gonna be
gave
bad.
Glitch
It's gonna
so
be
many
bad if they
resources
start
to
milking
do
this.
more, to expand out, to sell
No,
genuinely
don't.
high-quality merch, to
No,
partner with
don't,
mainstream
don't,
stores
no.
and brands like
I don't
Netflix
agree with
and Hot
this.
Topic,
I
and to
I
back
don't agree
other
with this.
independent projects like the Knights of Guinevere and Gameaverse. I just do not see a world where they never go back to this well. And that's not just me saying that.
No,
That's
no, no.
according to Glitch's global brand manager, Morgana Ignis. Here, check out what she said at one of the screenings of the finale.
So this is not the end of the journey for Digital Circus, but this is the end of this story.
Did you catch that? Yeah,
What the
while
heck?
this story is done, the Digital Circus isn't. And I mean, there are a couple of ways they could easily do that. There could be a spin-off show about an earlier era of the circus,
I mean,
with the original castmates, for
okay,
instance.
whatever.
Or they could do comics that are
Gooseworks
set between
already
the
said
episodes
that
of this
he
show with
doesn't
the
want
main
to touch
cast.
this
Or maybe they could do, like, I don't know, like a video
show
game. Like, I mean,
anymore.
could you imagine a point-and-click adventure game similar to I Have No
That's
Mouth and I'm
awesome.
the Scream,
I
which
want that.
inspired the Digital Circus? And I mean, hey,
I want
Glitch
that.
recently started
Please.
hiring for a head of games position,
Please
so it could be
make
cool.
a
So if
Digital
they
Circus
decided to
game,
sort of
please.
retcon this
I
moment
would, I
and
would,
made
I
it so
would, I
Kane
would,
created a
I
new
would.
circus here with the mind files of all the original cast members, most of whom we haven't met yet. Well, that would mean there's a whole other circus out there that's basically a blank slate. And if the blue dot is indeed a villain here, like we've analyzed in this theory so far, well, it's out there right now, all alone with no red dot Kane to hold it back. Maybe you could find that new circus
It's,
and truly
okay.
wreak some havoc. But hey, that's just a theory. A film,
film
theory. And cut. Up next on Film Theory, Jax from
Okay.
the Amazing Digital Circus is not who he appears to be.
No. Shush, 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 shush. Okay. Okay, yeah, that was a cool video. Okay.
Turned you into an animal as punishment. What animal would you not
This
want
is
to
not
be?
Pocoyo.
What animal sperms the most?
Whale.
Well,
Oh no.
hard to watch this. Oh no! The freaking backyardigans.
Come on. What are you doing? This could be a problem. If you don't move, I'll move you.
What have you been doing all these years, you knucklehead?
Why am I always involved?
What will you have after
I'm not wearing any pants.
What the?
What is happening? I'm not. No. Never mind. Okay. Yeah, I'm gonna be playing the game now. Trees hate me. Why? What the hell? It's the demo. Ow. I felt my bone crack. Okay. Is there sounds? There's no sound. Wait. Okay. Wait.
have it up.
Okay.
Holy shit, we're playing D&D up in here. Huh. I love all of— oh, let me just press the raid button too. Thank you to everyone. Was there's certain colors.
Wait, did I get raid? Wait. Did I just miss that I got raid?
What are you doing? What are you doing right now? Let's channel real quick. Okay. Turn that bitch off. Let me open his channel real quick. What are you doing? What are you doing right now? He was here earlier. Come on. I'll have it up. Oh my goodness.
Okay.
Holy shit, we're playing D&D up in here.
Oh my god, thank you for the raid. Oh my god, I can't believe I missed this. I missed.
Read him. It seems like he's watching. He's literally watching YouTube right now. Okay, sure. Let's just watch YouTube with him for a bit. Yeah. Okay.
Wait, did I
Ad
get raid?
starts. No ad. Thank you for ever.
Did I just
Let me
miss
just
that I
say
got